I'm the women's captain, so I organize the workouts for the women runners, and I help plan what races we go to in the fall, so that's my role. Running Club meets every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and occasional Saturdays. We meet at 4:30 in front of Taylor Gym, and in the fall we have a large showing of students. In the winter it kind of dwindles down a little bit because of the cold, but in the spring it comes right back up and we have a full team again. In the fall we're actually called Club Cross Country because we participate with the National Intercollegiate Running Club Association. So basically we race other college club teams around the East Coast. So last fall we traveled to Princeton, to UVA, and other schools, and we raced them in 6Ks and 8Ks, and it's really fun. We get to train as if we're on the real cross-country team and race really competitive schools.
I'm president. I was captain the past 2 seasons, and so basically I help organize the races. I go through NERCA for like all the fees and everything like that, and I help organize the practices. We've been in, it's called NERCA, the National Intercollegiate Running Club Association, and so we've been in there for 2 years. It's pretty cool because we get to travel. We've traveled to regionals and nationals in the past couple of years. We've raced against some really competitive teams, but for every team it's pretty spread out, so you're always going to be running with people in all the races. Well, when I first came here, I was looking for a running club, but we actually didn't have one. So about a month in, the past president, Neil, he actually started up a running club, and so I joined that. Didn't have a lot of members the first year, but then the second year it like exploded, and we had tons of runners. Then the third year we joined a intercollegiate running club team.
I went to the club fair one of the first few days of school, and I saw that there was a Lehigh Running Club, and I immediately signed up, and ever since I've been a member. I ran track and cross country in high school, so I really enjoyed it, and I knew I wanted to continue running in college and post-college. I like running in groups versus running alone because it's really nice talking to people when you run and having a group to push you during runs, and it's easier mentally when you're out 5 miles away and you have other friends there running right beside you. So that's why I like running with people, and I don't really enjoy running on the treadmill because you're just running in the same place, the scenery isn't changing, there's no fresh air, so that's why I like running outside with a group versus alone.
I hate running on a treadmill. I think the real runners always are going to prefer running outside. No, but the surface of a treadmill is different than the surfaces that you can maintain to run on outside. The more that you can get on grass or trails around the Lehigh Valley, we have some tremendous rail trails, the canal path, which are opportunities for a softer surface than the macadam that you find on the roadways. On the Goodman campus, you have a lot of grass that you can use the cross-country course. And on the mountaintop, there's all kinds of trails that you can be doing trail running. So you have the opportunity to get on softer surfaces. Plus, sunshine, all those good things that go along with the mental health aspect, I think will improve running outside rather than inside.
I like running because no matter how far I go, no matter how fast, slow, no matter what time of day it is, I always feel such a sense of accomplishment. Having that feeling every single day is really powerful and pushes me to stay focused in school, and it makes me happy, and I get a sense of endorphin release when I run. So those are the reasons why I like running.
So a lot of times, like if I'm really stressed out about work, I'll go for a run. So like it's basically so like school doesn't just take over all your time. It's really nice to just get out, go with some friends, and just go for like a few miles for a run. It's a stress reliever for sure.
It's always good to have some sort of physical release, especially at a place like Lehigh where there's so much effort that goes into maintaining that academic level that Lehigh students are trying to achieve. The mental stress that goes on with prepping for exams. And let's face it, you can't effectively study for 3-4 straight hours without taking a break. And if you can take a break and get outside and go for a 20-minute jog and then get back to studying, I think you'll just find yourself more with more clarity and more mental cognitive ability to get back into the books.
I mean, there's obviously mental and physical benefits that go with it.
There are a number of physical benefits just based on the way that you're training your aerobic system. Actually building bone density, it has effects on your heart and lung capacity. And then the mental benefits as well. I think it's a lot, for a lot of people, it can be an emotional and a stress reliever, and just a way to even clarify some of your cognitive functioning from what you do while you're out on a run.
My background is in public health, health promotion, so running is definitely something that's embedded into my being. I've always loved to run, been a runner since I was a little girl. I think running has a significant amount of benefits, not just physical benefits, but emotional benefits as well. Some may say even spiritual benefits. I don't need to go over, how it's good for lowering blood pressure, or your risk of cardiovascular disease, or improve sleep. I mean, it really does, I feel, help with every aspect of health. But again, it's something that will only help if it's consistent, if you're doing it regularly. It's not like once a month it's going to lower your risk. And a lot of that has to do with just lowering overall body fat percentage. A lot of people pick up running because they think they're going to lose weight right away, but I think what they find is you run, you start to enjoy how you feel from running, and then the weight comes off after that as a secondary thing. We need to make sure that we are keeping health at a high priority on our list.
I also love the social aspect of running. There's a ton of awesome people that are on running club, and I've made such great friends through running club, so there's lots of benefits to running, and especially to running with a group of students.
So I started running back in middle school, and I ran all through high school. So I feel like most of the friends that I've had have been runners, and that's what has kind of kept me going. And so when I came here, it was I knew it as a great way to meet friends, a great way to stay in shape. I am terrible at running alone. I don't have a lot of motivation. There's nothing to get me from stop running and walk a little bit. So when you run with a group, it's more fun. I mean, you get to talk with people, and everyone's pushing each other to run faster. So I feel like you get in a lot better shape, and it's some great motivation.
I know a lot of people tend to kind of go in and out with exercise phases, where they'll get really into something, and then winter comes, it's cold, and then they back down a little bit. But I think that being regular and consistent with something is really the best way to improve your life or improve your health behaviors, and that's where you're going to see the most significant impacts. So whether it's running, whether it's walking, it doesn't matter if you're fast, if you're slow, it really doesn't matter. It's just about being consistent with something, and seeing the results in that. And I think that that could really have a positive impact on your overall health.
So when you're with a group, I think you have other people that are going to pick you up on days that you're feeling down or tired and not too motivated, and there's probably days when you're going to do that to other people as well. So anytime you're with a group, you're going to probably far exceed your goals and expectations. If you're by yourself, it makes it a lot tougher.
Lots of students love being a part of a team, and they love participating in athletic activities, but if you're on a varsity sport, it has a tendency to take over, and it's your number one priority, and you're not able to balance other things as well. And with club sports, you're able to participate in anything you want, not the same pressure that there is associated with running varsity, and you have the same team atmosphere. And so club sports allows people that aren't maybe the best at their sport to continue playing in college.
I think it's important for even non-D1 athletes to still run and still exercise regularly, because when you think about it, I mean, how many people are really D1 athletes? It's probably less than 1% of the population. There's so many other reasons to run other than just competing. Some people really thrive in that competitive environment. I think running is much more of a holistic thing, and you shouldn't really think that like just because you're not running a race or competing on a high level that you can't participate in something.
Joining like a varsity team, it takes up a ton of time. A lot of our members are in just many different clubs, and a lot of them are leaders in those clubs, yet they still want to stay in shape, they want to compete, they want to be athletes. 'Cause I mean, a lot of students come here as great athletes in high school and maybe don't want to be a varsity athlete just because they want to spread their time out a little more. And it gives them like a great way to stay competitive and keep that aspect of their life. I can eat as much as I want after I run, so that's also a plus.
Running is one of those sports you can pick it up. All you need is a pair of sneakers and maybe a set of headphones.
Most people who start running, at no matter what age they start, they keep going until basically they can't do it anymore.